Hello everyone, welcome to Dr. Rajkumar Academy for Civil Services. Let us discuss today the Hindu newspaper of Delhi edition. Let's have a look of the important topics of the day. If you take today, 17th April 2023, the important topic that I find from the Hindu newspaper is proposal for Sabrimala Greenfield Airport receives central approval. Army may build Bailey bridges in Kaziranga National Park to protect the Reno's domain. Diplomacy with a change in terms of reference on democratizing tiger conservation. G7 ministries commit to work for carbon-free electricity by 2035. Let us have a deep analysis related to the topics given for the day. So the first topic related to the conservation and also it comes under the infrastructure. So the proposal for Sabrimala Greenfield Airport receives central approval. This particular topic comes under your GS3. Two subjects. One is economy. The subtopic is infrastructure. Another one is environment. Getting the clearance to do the project. So, what exactly the context is? You need to understand what is meant by Greenfield Airport. The meaning of Greenfield Airport is that is built from scratch on underdeveloped land where no work has been done in the past. In the news, the context is about report on techno-economic feasibility by Kerala government to Union Minister of Civil Aviation plan to establish Greenfield Airport at Erumeli has been given approval. So presently, the social impact assessment in the final stage, while environment impact assessment is nearing completion process. So the proposal of airport to have around a 3.5 kilometer long runway and also another 3 to 4 years it takes to complete this particular project. 2,570 acres of land provided in the Erimeli of South region and Manimala village will acquire for airport. Around 307 acres of land outside the Cheruveli estate. So these are all the information that we need to gather from this particular article. So two important keyword that we need to learn here. One is social impact assessment. Another one is environment impact assessment, SIA and EIA. What exactly this social impact assessment? Let us have a look of this particular assessment. So this social impact assessment, it's a process of research, planning, management, and social change related to the consequences related to positives as well as negative, and which is intended or unintended. So this particular topic is very important for our understanding. See, whenever the core area focusing for any kind of environmental project, this SIA plays a key role because that clearly shows the impacts of the projects and developments beyond the impact on natural resources. See, first and foremost thing, this particular SIA consists of people's way of life and their culture, their community, and their political system, their health and well-being. These are all the major areas. So, for example, people's way of life means how they live, work, play, and interact with one another day to day basis. So, they used to have shared belief, customs, and values, even language or dialect that comes under the cultural oriented. And community, stability, character, services, and facilities enjoyed by them. And political system, the extent to which people are able to participate in the decision making as well. Their health and well-being. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, social, and spiritual well-being. So, this social impact assessment were mandated in the year of 2013 as per the Fair to Right compensation and transparency in Land Acquisition, Rehabilitation and Resettlement Act 2013. According to this particular act, each and every major project, it is required to conduct an SIA, social impact assessment, within 6 months of time. In the project start date, from that time towards 6 months, they need to submit the report. So mandating this SIA, government aims to decrease the social unrest over uncompensated land acquisition. That is the intention of this SIA. Let us have a look of environment impact assessment as well, because these two were the value added for your preparation according to this particular article. So now, what is the environmental impact assessment? As per UNEP, United Nations Environment Program, this EIA is a tool used to identify the environmental, social, and economic impacts of a project in terms of making a prior decision before the introductory of any projects. So the aim is to predict the environmental impacts at an early stage in terms of the project and design planning, finding way to reduce adverse impacts and shaping that particular project to suit the local environment and present the prediction in terms of the decision makers. So screening, that is the first stage of this EIA. Next, scope, what kind of scope can be investigated in that particular region? Impact analysis, because predicting likely environmental and social impact. If the proposed project executed means what kind of impact will be there, and mitigation, what kind of action can take to reduce and avoid the potential adverse environmental, and providing the report, form a report to the decision making body and other interested parties regarding in this particular project. Public hearing, on completion of this report, public and environmental groups living close to that project site may be informed and consulted. And finally, there will be a review and last stage come to the decision making. Whenever the project which is executed in terms of impacting the environment, this SIA and EIA is important. So keep all these information regarding this particular topic. Let us move to the next topic for the day. The next topic is also related to the environment only again. So the army may build Bailey bridges in Kaziranga National Park to protect the rhinoceros domain. What exactly in the news? See, this particular topic comes under your GS3 again, economy, that is infrastructure, environment, that is conservation. Army may build Bailey bridges in the Kaziranga National Park and Tiger Reserve for faster movement of the forest guards. In terms of their strategic, because vulnerable pockets of the one-horned rhinoceros domain. So, Lieutenant General Rana Pratap, he is the Eastern Command head, said the army has received a request from Kaziranga authorities for setting up three Bailey bridges. So, what is this Bailey bridges? This easily connect the region in terms of transport, because you know this Kaziranga is a flood prone zone as well, right? So, the proposal, as per this proposal, Mihi in Kohora, Kathargad in Baghori, Rongomitia in Egorotoli. So these three places inside of the Kaziranga National Park received a request to army to build the Pali Bridge. So 4 meters wide and between 30 meters and 100 meters in length. So in this particular article, we need to know the value added information regarding the Kaziranga National Park. Very interesting topic and also important for your preliminary preparation. Okay, let us have a look. We need to understand the key points of this particular national park. This park is located in the state of Assam and covers around 42,996 hectares of land. It's a single largest undisturbed and representative area. Okay, in the Brahmaputra floodplains. So Assam is the state, Brahmaputra is the river. So this floodplains only particular park is located. Okay, so the legal status given to this park in the year of 1974 as the national park in India. So, and also 2007, since 2007, this particular park declared as the Tiger Reserve, 1030 square kilometer with core area of 430 square kilometer. And even this also received the international status in terms of UNESCO World Heritage Site in the year of 1985. And it is recognized as the important bird area by Bird Life International as well. So, one of the most world's one-horned rhinoceros, highly numbered in this particular sanctuary. Okay. Pobitoro Wildlife Sanctuary has the highest density of one-horned rhinoceros in the world and second highest number of rhinos in Assam after the Kaziranga National Park. Apart from that, four big species also found in this area. One is, rhinoceros that we know very well, elephants, Royal Bengal tiger, and Asiatic water buffalo. Okay, 2018 census has yielded 2,430 rhinos and approximately 1,100 elephants in this particular region. So, Kaziranga is also home to 9 of the 14 species of primates found in the Indian subcontinent. So, the National Highway 37 passes through this park, and the park also has more than 215 seasonal water bodies besides Diplu River. Diplu River running through it. So these are all the add-on information regarding to your Kaziranga National Park. Let us move to the next topic of the day. The next topic that we are going to discuss under your editorial page. Diplomacy with a change in terms of reference. This particular diplomacy word is applicable here, mentioning about the relationship between the two countries. This topic comes under your GS2 international relations. Remember, recently there was a joint statement on March 10th, 2023 by Iran, Saudi Arabia, and China sitting at a table in the shape of isosceles triangle. The three countries announced that an agreement has been reached between Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Islamic Republic of Iran. So, in this particular article, that we need to understand what is the restoring diplomatic ties between Saudi Arabia and Iran. So we need to understand what kind of outcomes of this particular talk. Remember, the two countries, first of all, we need to know the two countries plan to reopen their respective embassies in Tehran and Riyadh. Right. So they also vote to respect countries' sovereignty and not interfere in the internal affairs. So they also agree to activate 2001 Security Cooperation Agreement as well as the General Economy, Trade and Investment Agreement signed in there of 1998. So, resuming all the diplomatic relations between Tehran and Riyadh, that is Saudi Arabia and Iran. We need to know what is the conflict between these two countries. The first conflict is about the religious factor. So, Saudi Arabia broke off ties with Iran in the year of 2016 after the protesters invaded the Saudi diplomatic post. So, Saudi Arabia has long portrayed itself as a world's leading Sunni nation, while Iran views itself as a protector of the Islam Shiite minorities. So, it is between the Sunni Muslims and Shiites. So that is the first factor, religious. Second important, that is attack. They attacked on Saudi Arabia. Since US withdrawal from the Iran's nuclear deal, Iran was blamed for a series of attacks, including one targeting the heart of Saudi Arabia oil industries in the year of 2019. That is the second important factor. Third about is about Cold War. So Saudi Arabia and Iran, two powerful neighbors, are locked in a fierce struggle for regional dominance. Finally, you got proxy wars as well. Iran and Saudi Arabia are not directly fighting, that they are engaged in variety of proxy wars. For example, you can take Houthi rebels in Yemen. So these are all the major conflicts between Iran and Saudi Arabia in the past. So in terms of resuming the diplomatic relation between these two countries, what are the implications will happen in the global? The deal may have deep implication on the US led effort to isolate Iran. Because economically, through the sanctions as the deal may facilitate possible Saudi investment inside the Iran. So this particular deal causes concern among many Israeli politicians who have sought global isolation for its enemy Iran. So now, what is the implication, particularly in the terms of India? Because in this article, the last paragraph, this implications of India is important. The first and foremost importance, that is energy securities related to the energy. Remember, Iran and Saudi Arabia are the two major oil producers in the world. Any conflict between them, it directly lead to oil price spikes, increase in the oil price. That can have a significant impact on the India's energy security as well. So normalizing the relationship between these two countries could help stabilize the global oil price as well. Next is about trade and commerce activity, because both these countries are important trading partners of India. So when the problem normalizes between them, many new avenues can be opened up for the trade and investment. And also this trade and investment leading to increase economic opportunities for India as well. Regional stability. Third one is about regional stability. Remember, India has a strong economic strategic interest in the Middle East countries as well. So Iran is a part of India's extended neighbor, because from the ancient root itself that we witness about. Okay, so normalizing this tie could contribute a greater stability in the region, reducing the risk of conflict and terrorism. The fourth one is about geopolitics, because India maintains a proper cordial relations with both Iran and Saudi Arabia, which plays a role in maintaining peace and stability in the region. So this normalized ties could help India in its effort to promote peace and security in the region. So these are all the major, because one concern for India is, challenge for India is, it will contribute to increasing the Chinese influence in the region. Because as per this article, this triangle agreement between these three countries can be the challenging factor of India. So these are all the major information that you need to acquire related to this particular topic. Let us move to the next topic. That topic is related to the Wildlife Protection Act. Remember, on democratizing tiger conservation. This particular article was circulating in the newspaper in the last 1 week regarding the Project Tiger. Already we discussed about this particular project in detail, but here we need to understand one important act related to the conservation which comes under your General Studies 3, Environment and Ecology. Let us have a look of this particular article in terms of just explaining you in the word. Remember, the constitutional provision for the wildlife as per the 42nd Amendment Act. In the year of 1976, forest and protection wildlife animals and birds was transferred from the state to concurrent list. Based on that, two important articles you need to understand, that is 51A clause G. The Constitution states that it shall be the fundamental duty of every citizen to protect and improve the natural environment, including forest and wildlife. And Article 48A in the DPSP that mandates that state shall endeavor to protect and improve the environment and to safeguard the forest and wildlife of the country. So this particular act, Wildlife Protection Act 1972, was enacted for the protection of plants and animal species. So authorities appointed under this act is like, the central government appoints the director of wild preservation as well. Multiple bodies constitute under this particular act. I'm just giving that body, just have a look at it. NBWL, National Board for Wildlife, Standing Committee of NBWL, and State Board for Wildlife, Central Zoo Authority, National Tiger Conservation Authority. These are all the four major constitute comes under the act. Last one is about WCCB, that is Wildlife Crime Control Bureau. Okay, so add on to this, you just go through what are the schedules comes under this act and how many species are preserved under that particular act. So you just read on your own, that will become value added for your preparation as well. Coming to the next important article of the day related to international relations in terms of the summit. G7 ministers commit to work for carbon-free electricity by 2035. This particular article comes under GS2 International Relations. So the G7 ministers commit to work for carbon-free electricity by 2035, accelerating the solar and wind energy investment to produce around 1000 watts gigawatt by 2030. So the part of the agreement by the countries in two-day conference in Sapporo, located in Japan. G7 summit is going to happen in Hiroshima this May. From India, Environment Minister Bhupesh Yadav participated in this summit because India has been invited as a guest country in the context of presidency of the G20 summit. So it is about increasing the carbon-free electricity by 2035. All these G7 countries come up with a ministerial meeting to enhance that particular target achievement. So here, what value added that we can add here is market of clean energy technology in India. How India is going to contribute to that by joining hand with the international avenue. Right. So we need to understand this G7. G7 means group of seven. It is an intergovernmental organization that was formed in the year of 1975. So this particular block meets annually to discuss issue of common interest like the global economy and governance, international security, and energy policies. So these are all the four major pillars of discussion by the G7 on the early basis. The countries which comes under this G7 is United Kingdom, Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, and United States of America. All the G7 countries and India are part of G20 countries as well. So G7 does not have a formal charter or a secretariat. The presidency, which rotates among member countries each year, is in charge of setting the agenda. So you need to understand In this, G7 countries' annual public sector expenditure exceeded revenue in 2021. Most of the G7 countries had a high level of gross debt, especially Japan comes under 263 percentage of GDP, Italy 151 percentage of GDP, and United States 133 percentage of GDP. So the G7 countries are important players in global trade as well. So these are all the major point that we need to understand. So moving towards the next important articles of the day. So whatever the articles that we discussed, just have a look and we'll directly go to the home page. What are the other topics that you can read as a glance for the day? Fabricated case, says Delhi Chief Minister after 9-hour questioning by CBI. So, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in the Delhi excise policy case for more than 9 hours by the CBI, Central Bureau of Investigation. So, already we aware about the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi got arrested and he resigned his job on the same case. Now, there was a complaint by all the Aam Aadmi Party members that it is a fabricated case against Delhi Chief Minister. Next topic is about UP government forms judicial commission to investigate killing of Atik brother. Yesterday there was a incident happened regarding that only this particular article. Ahmad and Azim, both accused in the Umesh Pal murder case, were shot dead by three men on Saturday night. So, as was escorted by the police, this particular incident happened. For that purpose, UP government set up a three-member judicial commission to inquire into the killings of the gangster Ahmad and his brother Khalid Azim. Just read this particular topic and you'll get to know about what exactly the debate which is happening regarding the law and order situation in Uttar Pradesh. Moving towards the next article, where we can give focus for the day, we can go ahead to the editorial page again. Yes, regarding the same article which I mentioned in the UP, murder of law and order. So, what exactly the scenario is regarding the same. Moving towards the next, I find one more important topic. Yes, legalizing same-sex unions will improve mental health outcomes among LGBTQA individuals. Supreme Court of India scheduled to hear petition seeking legal recognition for same-sex marriages on Tuesday. A study among Indians has found the legalization of such unions will have a positive impact on mental health. So the five-bench constitutional body will take up this particular case related to legalizing the same-sex marriage in India. So Section 377, the study also found that decriminalization of Section 377 by the Supreme Court had a positive impact on the mental health. So we need to understand about this particular article reading in terms of in depth. Moving towards the next important article of the day, it is regarding the Karnataka election one page that you guys can go ahead. Lula Moods joined talks with China, UAE on Russian war. This particular topic you can just read regarding what is the stand. So these are all the topics of the day. Just go through the importance of the topics regarding whatever I said to read on your own and about the brief explanation of the four topics of the day. So stay tuned. See you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.